Playboy's founder and editor-in-chief, Hugh M. Hefner, was a fierce advocate for First Amendment and civil rights and a pioneering figure in the sexual revolution. Hugh Hefner, just the name brings to mind images of silk robes, iconic bunny ears, and a lifestyle that was both envied and criticized in equal measure. Hefner wasn't just a man. He was a brand, a cultural icon who redefined what it meant to live life on your terms. But beneath the layers of glamour and controversy, who was Hugh Hefner really? Hugh Marston Hefner was born to strict Methodist parents on April 9, 1926 in Chicago, Illinois. Hefner attended Sayre Elementary School and Steinmetz High School, where he reportedly had an IQ of 152, though his grades were mostly average. In high school, he became student council president and started a school newspaper, showing his early interest in journalism. He also created a comic book called School Days, where he could put himself at the center of his fictional world. To his credit, Hefner served the U.S. Army during the World War II and was discharged in 1946. He then enrolled at the Chicago Art Institute to take a summer school, after which he proceeded to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, where he undertook a degree of psychology. He received his bachelor's degree in 1949, and that same year he got married to Mildred Williams. But it was not all fun and games. Hefner even briefly attended graduate school to specialize in sex research, pioneered by Alfred Kinsey. The post-war 1950s were a time of conformity, but Hefner had other plans. Working as a copywriter for Esquire, he saw an opportunity to create something that spoke to the untapped desires of the American male. Inspired by the pin-up girls of World War II, the suave sophistication of Esquire, and a growing dissatisfaction with his life, Hefner took a bold leap. He quit his job, raised $8,000 from 45 investors, including a $2,000 loan from his mother and brother combined, and set out to create a magazine that would challenge societal norms. In December 1953, Hefner published the first issue of Playboy, featuring none other than Marilyn Monroe on the cover. To boost the magazine's chances of success, Hefner bought a nude color photograph of Marilyn Monroe, taken a few years earlier, and featured it as the centerfold. The first issue sold over 50,000 copies and became an instant hit. In the 1950s, America was moving away from decades of war and economic depression. For many, Playboy offered a refreshing escape from the sexual repression of the time. Although some initially dismissed it as mere pornography, the magazine quickly expanded its readership with insightful articles and a sophisticated style. The Playboy logo, featuring a stylized rabbit in a bow tie, debuted in the magazine's second issue, chosen by Hefner for its humorous sexual connotation and playful image. Hefner aimed to differentiate Playboy from other men's magazines by targeting the cosmopolitan, intellectual male and incorporating more explicit sexual content. In the 1960s, through a 25-part editorial series called The Playboy Philosophy, Hefner shared his views on politics, governance, and human sexuality, while recognizing that the magazine's success ultimately hinged on its nude imagery. Hefner dedicated much of his life to Playboy, which by the late 1950s had outpaced Esquire in circulation, selling 1 million copies a month. However, his personal life suffered. He and his first wife divorced in 1959 after having 2 children, Christy and David. As a single man, Hefner was known for his numerous girlfriends and romantic charm, but he also gained a reputation for being controlling and enforcing double standards. In the 1960s, Hefner became the sophisticated, pipe-smoking face of Playboy, often seen with famous and wealthy figures, surrounded by young women. He positioned himself as a charismatic leader of the sexual revolution during Playboy's golden age. Rising circulation enabled him to launch racially inclusive private key clubs, staffed by Playboy Bunnies in iconic outfits, who were held to strict appearance standards and maintained professional boundaries with patrons. Hefner's Playboy enterprises expanded into hotel resorts, modeling agencies, and various media ventures. He hosted 2 short-lived TV shows, Playboy's Penthouse, 1959 to 1960, with guests like Ella Fitzgerald and Tony Bennett, and Playboy After Dark, 1969 to 1970, featuring Milton Berle and James Brown. Both shows were set in a bachelor pad with Playboy playmates, where Hefner and his guests discussed a range of topics. By 1971, Hefner had built Playboy Enterprises into a large business, going public and reaching a monthly circulation of 7 million copies in 1972 with $12 million in profits. The brand continued moving into clubs, TV shows, and a jazz festival, and Hefner led a very lavish lifestyle with beautiful women. Nonetheless, in the mid-1970s, Playboy Enterprises Company encountered some problems because of a U.S. recession and competition from other companies, such Penthouse. Hefner initially countered by publishing even more provocative pictures, yet this drove advertisers away, and circulation dropped even lower. In response, Hefner refocused on magazine publishing, leading Playboy Enterprises to divest from unprofitable clubs and hotels, while maintaining its new photography standards and adding features like Girls of the Big Ten. Despite challenges, Hefner innovated by transforming Playboy into the digital era, establishing Playboy TV, and modernizing the magazine itself. He also produced the reality show The Girls Next Door, which featured the lives of women in Playboy Mansion, and shifted his image from the enigmatic Playboy to a more relatable and sensitive man. The Girls Next Door was more than just a reality show, it was a rebranding effort. By the 2000s, Hefner's life had become a spectacle, and the show brought it into living rooms across America. Starring Hefner and his 3 girlfriends at the time, Holly Madison, Bridget Marquardt, and Kendra Wilkinson, the show offered a glimpse into the day-to-day life at the Playboy Mansion. While some criticized it as exploitative, others saw it as a clever marketing move that breathed new life into the Playboy brand. After his second failed marriage with Kimberly, in 2012, at the age of 86, Hefner married for the 3rd time to Crystal Harris, a former Playboy playmate 60 years his junior. The marriage raised eyebrows, but for Hefner it was just another chapter in a life full of surprises. During his lifetime, Hugh Hefner was duly rewarded for his efforts and work, though they came with equal shares of controversy. He received recognitions for his services in journalism, civil rights, and the entertainment world. Hefner was also inducted into the Hall of Fame of the American Society of Magazine Editors. Hugh Hefner died on September 27, 2017 at the age of 91. He passed away in the Playboy Mansion with family around him. Hefner passed on, but he left a legacy of his own making. He was buried next to Marilyn Monroe, the woman who aided him in kickstarting his business empire. Fitting, isn't it? The man who had spent his life celebrating the ideal of the glamorous, free-spirited woman was laid to rest beside the one who had come to symbolize it. Hugh Hefner was a man of many contradictions, an advocate for civil liberties who was also seen as an objectifier of women, a man who lived a life of excess but also fought for important social causes. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Hugh Hefner was a cultural force, a man who left an indelible mark on the world. His life was a testament to the idea that one person with enough vision and determination can change the world, or at least the way we see it. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, be sure to hit that like button below. For more great content, subscribe to our channel by clicking the red button and the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to us.